No, thief is scared.
Can't believe you a thief the man car, brother.
So I'm big me not thief no car, you man. Thief is scared.
And reach we are
somebody deal with me.
I shut the car, the alarm start kick off when me car. That was shut down.
Me not thief no car.
But you can't find the alarm. That was shut.
so now all the police them take care.
I mean no say.
No, the police them take care.
You man, me have said me can read. Me have collaborate you. Me not thief no car, boss.
I park on the outside and
Me tap the car. Me know say car check up on it.
You might the driver, the same car. No, we don't know him. We don't know him, police. We don't know him.
I see me see officer them a pass and I tell the officer they say I want a white Rover.
I said, I know the car and I look at me say, but I know you.
Big man, get that
I see
one.
the place I'm seeing it. The man who not that car come from me.
Sit down. Sit down, man.
You up is dirty. Me car only want one in night for me move.
You search the car already? Hold on, you going to search the car?
I'll go on, brother.
Look at police looking at the car.
Oh, it's a good one. So I load the car, I load that one more the car want it. The man turn up here.
Welcome back to MyView TV, the people's platform, the home of undiluted news, reviews, updates, and your daily dose of entertainment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in your cheer for me. Everything what you see up, my natural talent. Man, me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple, me.
Lord, thank you for the gift of another day. May we always use each day to do your will and make it right with you. Wagwan, my people. Hope everybody okay. Hope everybody alright. Hold on a bit and listen to this, my people. No test or temptation that comes your way is beyond the course of what others had to face. All you need to remember is that God will never let you down. He will never let you be pushed past your limit. Let me say that again. He will never let you down and he will never let you be pushed past your limit. He'll always be there to help you come through it. That's why I always tell the people them, every day above ground is a blessing. How awesome it is to be amongst the living and surely not amongst the dead. You understand? 360 million. That is the number. Me and so reach on the ends there and talk about it. Watch it now, I can start the news right round here, so. 2 magazines and 12 rounds of ammo were seized by the Huntsville police during an operation on Crescent Road, Kingston 11. No one was arrested in relation to the seizure. According to the police, that at about 6:30 p.m., lawmen was in the area when they searched an abandoned building. The magazine and ammo were found hidden on top of a wall. Investigation continues. You understand? I know they can't reach over Riverton yet, but they go everywhere else. Anyway, people. Me and the son go back to Riverton and I couldn't know what going down there. The police in Manchester on Tuesday arrested a man following the seizure of a illegal firearm and 6 rounds of ammo during an operation in Clarkstown district in Porus. The police reported that about 3:10 p.m. lawmen were on duty when they saw a group of men at a garage. It is alleged that on seeing the police, one of the men took a bag from around his neck and threw it behind a plastic tank. The bag was retrieved by the police and guess what, people? It was searched and a revolver pistol containing 638 rounds of ammo was found according to police. The man was subsequently taken into custody. And then no one give them a name, the big stupid police them. Anyway, I can tell you about the police now. Police Constable Adrian Johnson has been arrested and charged for assault on lawful discharging firearm in relation to an incident in Maroontown, St. James in 2020. He was brought before the St. James Parish Court on Wednesday following an investigation by DICOM and a ruling from the DPP office. It was reported that on August 4, 2020, Constable Johnson, who was a pillion on a motorcycle, discharged several shots from his personal firearm at a moving vehicle and subsequently pointed the firearm at a crowd of persons threatening to shoot them. This is the police at the pan drugs, people. Hard drugs in that tech. The presiding judge ordered that the matter be referred for mediation. Constable Johnson was offered bail in the sum of $300,000. A mentioned date was set for November 29, 2022. Me go follow this case here and me couldn't know exactly what I want. Remember the key when they missed over the courthouse? Here what I want now, my people. The woman charged in relation to the disappearance of a key belonging to the St. Catherine Parish Court has been ordered to undergo psychiatric evaluation. The order was made by Parish Court Judge Nicole Kellier. Janet Fletcher, who is charged with simple larceny, will reappear in court on October 14. Allegation that on September 13, she visited the Spanish Town police station to make a report. Whilst there, she reported to remove a bunch of keys belonging to the parish court. The keys are held at the police station for safekeeping. An intelligence-driven operation was conducted by the police, which led the cops to Fletcher's home in St. Catherine. The police reported that the keys were found at the premises. She was taken into custody and later charged with simple larceny. Yes, people, them find the key right over Janet yard. Anyway, I can go to St. Thomas. Blood stain you see out there. Man in a pool of blood. Theories of the murder surrounding the mysterious death of a man who was found naked at his home in Thomas, lying in a pool of blood. Our news team was informed that the body was discovered by a friend of the deceased who grew concerned of his well-being after several failed attempts to get him on his mobile phone. And like they understand, say no, say watch them on their phone all this charge. The St. Thomas police confirmed the incident, calling it a case of sudden death. There is no foul play suspected. We are ruling out that, but we can confirm the incident, said Superintendent O'Neill Thompson, who is operation officer in charge of division. It's telling them more than one side to any story. You understand? The police them have feed them side and the rest of people them have feed them side. However, person spoke to our news team said the man who is so far has been only identified as Whitman was murdered as he was fit and healthy despite being in 70. I could not say what man. Whitman they are find a work and Whitman come back out and come retire, you understand? And kill Whitman. That's what the people them say. But the police them say them a rule out foul play. Anyway, right away Westmoreland my guy and now people. Nigga to be exact. A man was shot and killed and a 38-year-old hairdresser was injured by a gunman at a bar and guest house in Negril. The deceased has been identified as 39-year-old Edward Mosley, otherwise called Eddie of Red Gown in Negril. The Negril police report that about 10:30 p.m. Mosley and Oman were among patrons at a party being held at the Happy Quarters guest house located along Normal Monday Boulevard in Negril. Minutes later, a man dressed in dark clothing walked up to the bar while posing as a customer and ordered a bottle of liquor. He then left the bar but quickly returned and brandished an handgun and opened fire, hitting Mosley and the woman. The gunman ran from the venue and the police were summoned. Upon the police arrival, guess what, people? Guess what? Mosley was seen suffering from gunshot wound to his head and the female was shot in her foot. They were taken to the hospital. One guy them all got put on ice and one guy for treatment. And you know who dead already. You know exactly who dead. So I don't have to tell you nothing more about that. But hold on now. Prime Minister state damage caused by Hurricane Ian. Hold on, not hurricane. Tropical storm Ian will cost the government about $360 million. Hold on now, man. The MP them have money for thief. The big thief in MP them where get the money have money for thief.
The very preliminary estimates to reopen roads and make surfaces drivable is $360 million. Preliminary, it might increase a little bit more, but thankfully, Madam Speaker, it is not in the billions. So the Minister of Finance is sitting very easy, very calm. The cost of permanent repairs are being assessed, and over the next 2 weeks, I will update Parliament as to what those would be. Certainly for the repair of retaining walls that have been destroyed, those costs might be a little bit more, but again, we're not expecting to see a $1 billion bill for repairs. As it relates to the clearing of the roads, clearing of the drains, and the necessary works to make roads drivable and communities accessible, the NWA is responding out of its budget. There may have to be, however, some allocations for example, the repair of retaining walls when those are fully assessed. And those are usually major expenditure, Madam Speaker, which we could not expect the NWA to take on without diverting resources from other major projects. Madam Speaker, there is a significant risk of persons being killed in the gorge under such circumstances. We have had persons being trapped and even killed in the Bogworth Gorge. And By now, members of this House would have seen the video of persons attempting to break the lock at the gate at Däąd. What the public has not seen is that the locks were actually removed and the gate opened. Persons were successful in removing the lock, and therefore persons entered that space notwithstanding the public warning that was given and the physical barrier that was placed at the location. This kind of behavior is reprehensible and should not be tolerated. License plates were identifiable from the camera footage. The police have been directed to do a thorough investigation, and the persons involved should face the full force of the law. Madam Speaker, we have gone through great lengths to ensure the safety of every Jamaican who uses our roads, especially under adverse weather conditions. We cannot and we will not condone this kind of behavior. It not only places the lawbreaker at risk, but every other citizen who would traverse that area would now be at risk. And while we understand residents wishing to be home or to leave, there are circumstances when it would be deadly to do so. And Madam Speaker, I go further. When we close the gates, it is because we have assessed that it is dangerous to move. So it is for their safety. Madam Speaker, before we constructed the gates, consultations were held with members of the communities along the gorge. It was understood that the locations where the gates were finally erected were the most suitable locations. As it relates to the gate at Däąd, the understanding was that no motor vehicle would go beyond the gate if it is closed. But if for whatever reasons residents would have gotten to that point, they would use a road that is behind the gorge to access their homes. This road is not accessible to motor vehicles, but only to pedestrians. The gates are there for everyone's safety. It is not about locking out or locking in anyone. It is for the protection of every Jamaican who happens to use that road.